Gibson here from the Maritime Odyssey Preschool, and I am super excited today because I am here with the Director of Enrollment and Recruitment, Mr. Donald Austin. Welcome, Mr. Austin.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm excited about this interview because, listen, in the field of early childhood education, we need children in order to operate our business. And so, how do you handle this during COVID? Let me tell you before we get started that Mr. Austin is one of a kind, and there is no one who can do a phenomenal job with recruiting and enrollment like him. I wish you had him at your site, but unfortunately, he is only here. So let's see if we can offer up some advice to help you in your efforts in recruiting during this time. So, Mr. Austin, I have to be honest with you. When we closed for several months and then we reopened, I thought there is going to be a severe challenge in trying to get parents to bring their children back. This was my concern. This was my worry, to be quite honest. Did you share that worry? What were your initial thoughts when we were trying to take children offline and then bringing them back to the building during COVID?
Honestly, this I didn't see as quite of a big challenge as you did. I wasn't really that concerned because in speaking with our parents pre-COVID, our parents know Odyssey, they know me, they know this is an organization that can be trusted to do what we say we're going to do. So when we decided to close and reopen, I picked up the phone. These are parents that I've had a relationship with, and I was able to explain to them, we are reopening. These are the steps we're taking to make sure your child is safe while they're here to the best of our abilities. We did not shy away from COVID. COVID is real, and we can't imagine it away. We confronted it head on. When I picked up the phone, parents were concerned, and I expressed to them, I am equally as concerned as you are. And I would not be here if I didn't think that I could keep myself safe. So by keeping myself safe, I make sure that I'm keeping your child safe as well. We are all in this together. You do what you need to do at home, what the CDC and the Office of Early Childhood recommends. We also do those measures, and we add more precautions to or steps to those precautions as well. So COVID is this big, but these are the steps that we're putting in place to make the risk of COVID this small. So for one, I knew our parents could trust us because that's the relationship that we have set from day one. So when I called them up, they're like, Mr. Austin, I'm still a little concerned. And I said to them, listen, treat this as an experience going to the beach. You go to the beach, you walk to on the sand to the water, and you stick your toe in. You're taking the temperature of the water. Then you get your ankle in all the way until you reach to your chest. So I say to my parents, this is scary. We get it. How about coming one day for a few hours, 2 days, until you become more comfortable with what we're doing? You come, just the whole experience at drop-off, where parents stay 6 feet apart. We take the child's temperature before the child goes into the classroom. These things are visual. You could see them. So you see these measures that we're taking in place. In addition to the enhanced cleaning that we do, we have a full-time custodian. We have a cleaning crew that comes in every day, and the building gets sanitized. So you could actually see these steps being put in place, and parents become more comfortable. So it wasn't quite a challenge for me.
Well, it's exciting to hear you say you weren't as concerned about it. Obviously, we are full to capacity during this time, even with the restrictions that we're able to have. And you're absolutely right. I think, in establishing what we do and saying what we do is critical. Talk a little bit, though, about the parents who absolutely said, I will absolutely not be bringing my child back. What were options in terms of, from a recruitment standpoint, that they might have?
Sure. And we've had those parents as well. And you know what? We appreciate those concerns as well. So for those parents, we say, listen, We have an online option where the child gets the same curriculum. They're able to participate in the experience via Zoom. So there's no learning loss. And by that, you have parents who are actually with their child. With our hybrid model, they were able to actually see what goes on in the classroom. They see children being spaced apart by 6 feet. We see children wearing masks. They see the hand washing. And they say, you know what? That does not look so bad. Doesn't look so bad. So you know what? Maybe I'll treat this like the beach. I'll go 1 day a week, 2 days. And we've had some of those parents who are, oh, Mr. Austin, I'm so scared. They're coming every day. Oh, Mr. Austin, he doesn't want to come to school, but I make him come to school. Oh, Mr. Austin, he loves to come to school. Even on the weekends, he wants to come to school. So we've had those parents as well. So it's all about building that relationship so parents can look in your eyes and know that I'm not being lied to. They're going to do everything that they promise. And they feel comfortable. In the event there's a case, we call up those parents and say, hey, this is what occurred. There was a case in your child's classroom. Monitor your child. That room will be closed. And we let them know. We don't shy away from that as well. This is what being honest and forthright is.
So, you know, Mr. Austin, that's interesting because while I appreciate what you're saying, and I think you're 100% correct, we live in a country where perhaps people may feel that there's leadership that hasn't been honest and forthright. Talk a little bit about programs that didn't have that type of relationship with families. Talk about programs that may not have had the reputation of honesty and forthrightness, and they're struggling a little bit harder to get children through the doors during COVID. What can they specifically do now to change that, to try to improve their recruitment efforts?
You know, that's very interesting you put it that way. And you will struggle if you aren't forthright.
Right.
Everything is built on that relationship of honesty. That's the building block. That's the foundation. So you must be honest and forthright. All the advice that I would give to those programs is to call parents up, let them know these are the things we're going to be doing differently. This is what we promise, and we expect you to hold us accountable. I expect to be held accountable for everything that I say. Odyssey expects to be held accountable as well. So you have to be honest. Everything has to be put out in the open. This isn't a secret. COVID is everywhere. Why keep it a secret? You didn't create COVID, but we all have to live during COVID. So with that being said, we're not going to accept the responsibilities of COVID. The only thing that we can accept is what we are doing or what we said we were going to be doing to manage the risks of COVID. And we're not going to tell you that it's 100% safe, because that right there is an outright lie, and parents deserve to pull their child if we do that. We're not going to tell a lie. This is what we're doing to make the risk this small.
Yeah, you know, and ladies and gentlemen, what Mr. Austin is talking about a little bit about what we're going to do, and we'll share this with you, is he actually created this Don't Panic, Take a Deep Breath, and Let's Talk About COVID. So we'll post that for you because it's been really helpful for our parents. So I appreciate that, because some individuals, I mean, we love our program, we love what we do. When it comes to recruiting, we've established these relationships. Some folks may not have done that. Talk a little bit about the role that teachers play in ensuring a successful recruitment process.
Sure. So the recruitment starts with myself and the rest of my team, but we have to also appreciate that teachers are scared as well. So you cannot have someone representing the organization that's going to be a face of panic. So we first have to put the teacher's mind at ease with everything that we're doing in our power to keep them safe as well, because they're equally as worried as our parents. They are parents, most of our teachers as well. So they have to be comfortable believing in what we're doing in terms of the precautions that we're put in place before they could convey it to our families. We can't expect our teachers to show a face of not panic when they're panicking inside. So we have to let them calm, take a deep breath. Hey, we understand you're in the classroom. You're exposed like everyone else. Relax. Remember, these are things that you have a control of. Make sure you're doing those things. Your temperature checks in the morning, temperature checks when they leave, and you will be okay. Monitor attendance. If a child has not shown up to school for 4 or 5 days, why is that so? So these are things that are within the teacher's control. And if they feel comfortable, whenever a parent comes to their door to drop off in the morning, they could alleviate some of those concerns for those parents. I've heard teachers say, Mom, it's going to be okay. We check every child, we monitor them, everybody's okay. We all wear a mask, we have our face shields, we wear gloves, they're spaced out in the classroom. We no longer mix children in groups, classroom to classroom. So all the children in my class, those are the only children that your child will be exposed to.
So that's a really great point in just letting folks know that our teachers need to also, when we recruit, if you recruit them and you get them in here and then a teacher panics, then, we haven't done what we've needed to do.
That's right.
To try to support the entire community.
That's right.
Here. Talk a little bit, and I only have 2 more questions for you, but this question has to do with, talk about what you've learned from COVID in your role as the Director of Enrollment and Recruitment. What has COVID taught you?
More empathy. Definitely more empathy. When COVID first hit, of course, we were all scared. We didn't have a lot of information, like our parents, same thing. They didn't have a lot of information as well. But it affects a lot of people in different ways. Myself, it taught me empathy. I saw families who were self-sufficient losing their home because they had not worked. No jobs. They were not able to provide for their families. We distributed food in the summer months, and the number of families that showed up, I could see the pain and suffering in our parents' eyes, and that really moved me. That moved me because these are proud parents. Many of our families are immigrants. They came here for the American dream. And you could tell this wasn't the dream. It was more of a nightmare in their eyes. You could see the uncertainty. They're here for the food, and when you were able to offer them a little extra, you could see the gratitude in their eyes. And that moved me tremendously because as an immigrant myself, I know a lot of us are very, very proud people. We're not here for a handout. And to see their dream resorting to them looking for a handout every Friday, it moved me because I know some of them may not have showed up because they were embarrassed to show up. And that's also a real part of the immigrant experience. No one wants to come to America and put their hand out. We are hardworking people. So that moved me because I could tell, looking at the father's eyes, especially the fathers. When you look in their eyes, they're like, no, it shouldn't be this way. Yesterday I was painting or on a construction site, and no, I have no job. So it moved me a lot.
Thank you for sharing that. So my final question is, why is it that you show up every single day. You have been, you know, we talk a lot about our families, we talk about our teachers, we talk about our children, but in the roles that we sit in, we have a responsibility to show up every day or not. What motivates you to come every day? Why have you come? Why are you still in this work that is very critical to the field of early childhood education?
That's an easy question to answer. The easy part of that question is, I absolutely love what I do. How could I not? At the height of enrollment, we had 212 children in this building. I knew them all by first name. Every child like myself wants to be acknowledged by your name when you walk into a room. And just to see the look on their faces, they all have their own personalities, and you know what to say that's going to trigger a laugh out of each and every one of them. And it takes different things for different children. So that's the easy part of that question. I absolutely love it. The other part of that question is, as a member of senior management, it's absolutely imperative that you set a good example. We set the tone of the organization. If I'm not showing up to work every day, why is a teacher going to show up? Why is our administrative assistant going to show up? So I show up for that reason. Not only show up, but you show up with a certain amount of energy to let them know. We are in a child care environment. You have to be high energy. There's no low energy. Everyone has to be high energy. Children are automatically charged at night. They come in here with a full battery. So we have to be able to match that energy level as teachers or as administrators. So that's another reason I show up every day. But did I say I love what I do?
You said.
I did.
You did.
This is absolutely a
did.
fun place to work.
Yeah,
I can't see how you come in here in a bad mood. You will get a laugh from some child with something that they do within 5 minutes of children coming into the building. It's a great place.
It's true.
Great place.
Well, you're great, and we feel so blessed to have you. You are why we are who we are today. I do not take it lightly that you have invested time and energy, your knowledge, but you own the mission, you wear the mission, you believe in the vision, you exude the core values, and you do your job exceptionally. And I am grateful to have you on the team. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Where should I send the check?
So I would like to say to you, I thank you again for taking time out of your day. And ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, he's incredible. I do hope that he'll come back to you in the upcoming months just to share about his other part of his job, which has to do with recruitment of teachers. So thank you so much. We hope this was helpful, and we'll see you all soon.